I've been attending and running events for over a decade now, and I'm going to give you my top 10 money saving tips for conventions. Each tip will have its own little estimate, and at the end we're going to tally it up, and at the end of the video we'll give you a full total for your savings. First up with my top 10 is convention transit. We all need to travel to the convention, and this can be a huge cost, so here are some ways that you can save. So first on the travel we have trains. Now you probably already know, but the earlier you book the better, and usually 12 weeks before the event is when you need to book these to get the cheapest prices. On top of that, you can also get your rail cards, which can give you 2-for-1 on travel. It could potentially give you up to 30% off the cost as well, so definitely look into and apply for those. Next up in this section is planes. Now for planes, you should book at least 6 weeks before the event, and if you can try booking on a Monday or a Tuesday, those are the best days to book, giving you up to a 30% off your plane cost. Another thing you can check with flights is if you get free checked luggage bag with us, or if you're going to pay for your extra luggage, and also passenger taxes and seat fees. All of these things can add up, especially if you're not expecting them. With this one you can have huge savings. It can go from £100 to £1,000 plus. So last in this section is automobiles. You've got your cars and your taxis. If you share with friends or family, you could quarter the cost of your petrol, and you could share taxis, whether it be from the convention or the nighttime party. This could drastically reduce the costs, and you could save a £75 here. Number 2 on my list is accommodation. Now, hotels usually know when there's a big event in the city, and you would want to book this at least 2 months before the event, because prices are going to start getting quite high then, assuming they haven't already been fully booked. So we definitely recommend booking these quite early to, one, secure your room, and to save the stress and the cost of last minute booking. Another thing you can do with these, you could share with 2 to 4 people, well, including yourself, and that could quarter the cost of your hotel, so you could have a massive saving there. Another biggie with accommodation is that a lot of events offer on-site hotels, and this is usually at a reduced rate, and they tend to go early, so keep a lookout for that. A lot of events like ourselves have deals with local hotels. We have it where you can go on our website and you can book local hotels with the cheapest pay on the day rate, and no advance payment is needed. For this one, savings can come in at a massive £100 to £300 throughout the con stay. Next up on the list is tickets, and we all need our ticket to get to the convention, so here are some ways you can save with tickets. We all know most conventions do early bird tickets, so if you get those, you can save a few quid with that. You may find some events also offer VIP tickets, which could include merch, it could include after party tickets and various stuff like that. And if you're going to buy those things anyway, you might as well get the VIP ticket, because that could save you £10 to £50. Next on the list is Suitcase Essentials. This is probably part of the planning that is often overlooked, things like forgetting toiletries and essentials. Now, forgetting some of these essentials can chip away at your budget and your time that should be spent in the hotel or at the convention could end up you going on an excursion to get some stuff that's overpriced elsewhere. Remembering things like chargers, dental supplies, toiletries, or even cosplay items such as tights and wig caps. Any of those things could end up costing you an extra £10 to £50 during the convention. Make sure to be smart with your suitcase. Next up is con cash. I mean, far be it from us to tell you to spend less at our events, but if it's going to come between getting a visit from the bailiffs or literal starvation for the next month, then we probably should advise. This one is possibly the biggest point on saving money, so make sure you're listening. Budgeting before the event could make all the difference, and it doesn't take long to do. Planning how much you want to take to the event in advance can definitely be a plus point, especially planning where you want to spend it, such as the artist or trader's room. Now, this next bit is something I definitely don't do, and something you shouldn't do either. So, running up in the trader's area and grabbing something and just being like, I'll buy it, take my money, and then being like, why did I spend so much money on all of these things? Have a walk around the trader's room, get the prices, check costs, see if you can budget it first. Make sure you definitely want it before you buy it. Another interesting point in this section is to budget for each day. Split your budget down, and so you don't get to the Sunday and you've got no cash left, so you have to dip into emergency funds or money you were planning on not using. So to split it down could be easily done and save you from spending more than you should. It's hard to put a number on this one because everyone has different budgets, but being organised and budgeting properly could save you on average £100 to £200. So that is the halfway point, and now we're going on to number 6, which is cosplay costs. I mean, no cosplay is really going to save you money, but it wouldn't really be an anime convention with lots of big bright cosplayers, would it? So we all know about the stress of con crunch and the last minute cosplays, and where you can definitely save here is to buy all your cosplay essentials in advance. having them bought early at lower cost prices instead of having to rush around 2 days before the event buying them at a premium cost. So basically make sure you've got your materials early and ready so you're not buying them at really expensive prices at last minute. You may even be able to find some good deals online, and this could potentially give you savings of £100 to £150. We all know that cosplayers might vary, but this is just an average amount. So next up on our money saving tips is con-specific deals. We all know the traders and art rooms may be quite an overwhelming shopping experience, full of colour and variety, and the kind of variety you won't see anywhere else in the world apart from an anime convention. So what we mean by con-specific deals is that a lot of artists or traders do deals such as 3 for 2 or buy one get one free or a small discount, and that's specific to the convention that they're at. This might be mentioned at their table or on a sign, or it may even be mentioned on their social media beforehand. So keep an eye out for those deals. I mean, it might not save you a lot of money, but it could be £10 to £50, which could come in handy later on the line. And to take note, not everybody does this, but it is something that some people do and still could save you some money. Now we're at number 8 on the list, and that is guests and signings. Now a lot of events have wonderful guests that you want to meet, and they may have signings and photo shoots. So look out for guests that are doing one free signing where you can bring your own item and save some money there. Or they may be doing 3 for 2 on photos, or they may also have a signing and photo combo, which could save you money. Now, we all know that this could be difficult to budget, so if you can't budget this, you could always attend their Q&As or talks if they're free on the stage. An estimated savings for this one is between £50 and £200. We're now at number 9, which is con munch. Nom nom nom. So, food. One of the biggest money spinners at any event, and we all have to eat, and if you don't, you should. Eating and keeping your energy up during a convention is essential, and here are some ways you can save when it comes to food. So first up is quite a simple one, is to pack food in your suitcase. Bring it to the hotel with you, whether that be snacks or drinks, things you can use at the hotel. And you could also bring a packed lunch with you for the convention day. I mean, some events may not allow food inside, so you could pack the packed lunch and you could have a picnic in a local park nearby. Now, if you like to eat at restaurants during the convention, maybe try and limit it to once or twice instead of going out 4 times or for every single meal. You could also look for cheaper options for restaurants, and you could even go to all-you-can-eat buffets. Another thing, you could also include breakfast with your hotel room. Sometimes that can fill you up all the way till your tea time. It could go for dinner as well. And a lot of hotels offer deals where you can get breakfast and an evening meal for a lower cost. So if you want to eat at the hotel, that could save you some money there too. And with this point, we all know that you might have planned certain foods, or you might have planned a budget food. But we all know that when you get to the convention, that senses can take over and the restaurants might be calling you the name, or the highest class Nando's with your friends, and the budget might go completely out the window. So if you're one of these people, maybe try and plan and keep a spare budget in case you do think you're going to end up going to those restaurants, just to be safe. So if you manage to stick to this and don't end up overspending, we're estimating you could save £100 to £200 depending on what you buy. So last on our money saving tips is personal items. A lot of you lose a lot of personal property at conventions, and you could save yourself losing a lot of money here. A lot of things at events can get misplaced or lost, things as cameras, phones, jewellery, money, wallets, bags, passports, rail cards, bus tickets, you name it. Now, a lot of lost property at events get handed in, and they mostly usually return to the rightful owner or picked up, but if not, those could cost thousands of pounds to replace. There can be rare occasions when items don't even get handed in, so please take care of your property. Keep them in your bags, keep them zipped up, keep them locked, and definitely don't put them down a trader's table and then forget them. This happens way too often. The amount of money you can save here could be hundreds, if not thousands. This could end up costing you a lot of money and a lot of stress trying to get replacement items, and upset if the items are sentimental. So keep your items secret and keep them safe. For this one, we're not including it in the overall estimate for obvious reasons. It could be a lot of different prices, but this could save you hundreds to thousands. So that is the end of my top 10 money saving tips for conventions, and I'm going to give you a ballpark figure of your estimated savings. So insert drum roll here. And on the lower end we have £705, and on the top end we have £2,375. You could save up with these tips £2,375, which is massive. We'd love to hear from you guys in the comments if you have any of your own money saving tips. We'd love to hear it, and I'm sure other attendees would love to hear it, so please let us know your ideas. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.